Woo!
The sound splits the frozen air like a bolt of lightning. Crack! A single shot, then silence. A gray wolf folds into the snow, its body still steaming in the cold morning light. But the stillness is a lie, because when one wolf falls, everyone out here knows 5 more are never far behind. Before we continue, hit subscribe so you never miss what's really happening on North America's front lines. The echo of the gunshot rolls across the valley, bouncing off the frozen hills until the wind finally swallows it. For a heartbeat, the world holds its breath. No movement, no sound, no life, just the steam rising from the wolf's fur as it sinks into the powdery snow. For farmers in Western Canada, scenes like this aren't shocking. They aren't dramatic. They aren't unusual. They're reminders of a reality everyone out here lives with. Survival comes before comfort, and wolves do not give second chances. Because in the vast stretches of cattle country across Alberta and British Columbia, wolves aren't just part of the landscape. They're predators, fast, bold, intelligent, and growing in number. They move with the confidence of animals who know exactly where the food is and how easy it is to take. Experts argue about conservation and ecological balance, but the farmers living on this land know something simpler. Their livelihood is under threat every single day. Over the past decade, the wolf population has swelled. Rising deer numbers, milder winters, and fewer natural barriers have pushed packs closer to farms than ever. And the consequences are devastating. In 2023 alone, Alberta farmers recorded over 3,500 livestock kills, adding up to $13 million losses. Entire herds disappeared in a single night. Calves torn apart, sheep scattered, breeding cycles shattered. And while numbers tell part of the story, emotion tells the rest. "We don't hate wolves," a rancher from northern Alberta said, eyes fixed on a destroyed pasture. "But when a pack wipes out 20 sheep in a night, what choice do we have left?" Most Canadians never see this side of rural life. They see wolves on documentaries, majestic, wild, beautiful. But the farmers see something else. The aftermath, the damage, the fear. The government sees it too. They know the losses. And they know if nothing is done, entire rural economies could crumble. That's why provincial authorities in Alberta and British Columbia have put strict but necessary wolf control programs in place. The fight is real, but whether these measures are enough, that's another question. Wolves hunt with a rhythm older than civilization. Silent, strategic, coordinated. They don't wait for perfect weather or daylight. They strike whenever they choose. In the wide open prairies of southern Alberta, wolves glide through tall grass like smoke, their paws soundless, their eyes locked onto slow-moving cattle. In British Columbia's deep forests, they wait along riverbanks where sheep and calves pause for water. In the foothills of the Rockies, ranchers hear the same sequence again and again. A low growl, a burst of motion, then chaos. Even the biggest livestock guardian dogs struggle against a well-coordinated pack. Wolves don't fight fairly. They separate the weak, flank the strong, confuse the herd, and attack from blind spots. A single wolf, 10 sheep gone in minutes, a pack, a whole field erased. And when the sun drops below the horizon, the danger multiplies. Wolves own the night. To slow the growing threat, Alberta and BC expanded controlled wolf hunting seasons, giving farmers and trained hunters permission to defend their land. But films and myths paint a false picture. Wolf hunting in Canada is not free-for-all chaos. Every shot must be justified. Every kill must be documented. Every hunter is held accountable. Before someone is allowed to hunt wolves, they must complete firearms safety training, classroom lessons, practical shooting tests, wildlife management exams. Hunters must be 18 or older, or as young as 16 with strict supervision. And to prevent ecological imbalance, each province sets seasonal quotas. usually 7 to 10 wolves per hunter. Breaking the rules doesn't just get you a warning, it can cost $9,000 plus your license, sometimes permanently. But even within the law, wolves remain one of the hardest targets on Earth. Hunters rely on long-range rifles, the .308 Winchester or .30-06 Springfield, with shots taken from 150 to 300 yards. A wolf that sees or smells you for even a second disappears into the bush before you can blink. They zigzag, they loop, they check the wind, they watch from cover. "We think we're tracking them," a veteran hunter once said, but 9 times out of 10, they're tracking us. Hunters bring everything they can into the field: camouflage suits, predator calls, wind gauges, thermal optics. But even with all that, wolves are unpredictable. Every year, 6 to 8 hunters in Western Canada are injured, not because wolves attack them directly, but because the hunters underestimate how quickly the animals can reposition or how silently they can return. If a wolf disappears into the tree line, you never assume it's gone. You assume it's circling. If daylight wolf hunting is difficult, then night hunting is something entirely different: raw, tense, and dangerous. Wolves thrive in the dark. Their eyes shine with an evolutionary gift. Their paws make no sound. Their confidence increases tenfold. Most livestock kills happen between midnight and 4 a.m. Farmers sleep lightly, if they sleep at all. Hunters climb small hills or position themselves at the edges of tree lines, scanning the darkness with thermal scopes. Heat signatures flicker: a tail, a moving ear, a breath in the icy air. Red and amber flashlights cut through the night without alarming the wolves. Shots are closer, 50 to 150 yards. Yet mistakes matter more. One slip, one snap branch, one glint of metal, and the wolves melt back into the night. But even with the risks, night hunts work. They're twice as successful as daytime hunts. From September to March, peak wolf season, ranchers rely on these hunts for a single reason: if they don't fight back, they lose everything. A single big wolf can kill 15-20 sheep in one night. A pack can destroy an entire year of income. Night hunting isn't sport, it's necessity. It's the only thing standing between ranchers and bankruptcy. But guns have limitations. A hunter must be awake, present, alert. Traps do not sleep. Across Alberta and BC, leg-hold traps have become one of the most effective defensive tools. Hunters place them on wolf paths, covering them with snow or dirt to blend them into the environment. Bait varies: fish, meat, sometimes just a powerful scent lure designed to trigger curiosity. Anchored with heavy stakes or steel cables, these traps can hold a 140-pound wolf thrashing with full force. In 2022, 4,800 wolves were trapped, more than half of the total wolves removed from high-risk areas. But the method is controversial. Animal activists say traps are cruel. Farmers say wolves are far crueler to their livestock. It's a brutal debate, but out here where a calf's life can mean a family's rent, most ranchers see traps as necessary. One farmer summed it up with painful honesty: "People who hate traps haven't seen what wolves do to a lamb. If you saw what we see, you wouldn't judge." Wolf attacks do more than drain wallets. They drain hope. They cause sleeplessness, stress, fear that doesn't fade. Farmers strengthen fences, install lights, use guardian animals. But wolves jump fences, burrow under barriers, lure dogs away, test weak spots, and strike without mercy. In BC, spring brings vulnerable calves and lambs. In Alberta, deep winter snow slows cattle and gives wolves the advantage. Every region has its season of pain. Farmers deploy new tools every year: thermal optics, drones with infrared cameras, GPS collars, smart motion sensors. But wolves evolve too. They learn traps. They memorize patrol routines. They sense danger weeks before humans notice patterns. Their instincts sharpen with every encounter. In many ways, farmers feel like they're always one move behind an ancient predator that has mastered survival. Beyond statistics and strategies, the real story belongs to the people living it. A rancher kneels beside a calf he raised from birth, tears freezing on his cheeks. A young farmer steadies his rifle, knowing the wolf he shoots is the same one that destroyed his herd. A hunter whispers a silent prayer before taking a long-distance shot, aware that a single mistake could cost him his life. When wolves multiply unchecked, rural communities suffer. When wolves disappear entirely, ecosystems collapse. Balance is the goal, but balance is fragile, and the scale tips every single night. For now, hunting and trapping remain Canada's only reliable tools in this ongoing war between predator and livelihood. And as long as wolves roam the forests and mountains of Western Canada, Canada, the fight will continue. You've seen what farmers and hunters face every single day. The danger, the responsibility, the fight for survival. What do you think is the best way to manage wolf populations in Canada? Let me know in the comments below. And before you go, subscribe so you never miss the next story from the wild frontiers of North America. We'll see you in the next video.